I don't think I've ever witnessed a more stupid argument than this one that's been going all around Twitter. Let me start off by saying, yes, I am a Kings fan, but that doesn't mean I'll be biased in this video because both Kings and Pacers fans are super annoying in this entire situation. Now, we all remember the controversial trade between the Kings and Pacers, where you see the talented, young, rising star point guard Tyrese Haliburton get traded for the old, washed-up Domantas Sabonis. I mean, that's at least how the trade felt at the time. I mean, I remember I was working at Target. When I got that Woj notification, I damn near fell to my knees. That shit was like a bomb that went off. But if you actually did watch the Kings around that time where they did have Tyrese and De'Aaron Fox, you would see that they were actually ass together. Like, there was no shot that we were going to be able to build a team that had both of these players, so it was one of them that were going to be gone. Now, me and a ton of other Kings fans out there really thought that Tyrese Haliburton was going to be the franchise point guard. We all thought that De'Aaron Fox was going to be the one that gets traded, but man, it did not go out like that. I think a lot of Kings fans not only saw Tyrese's potential and the excitement of having a new point guard, right? Someone who we just recently drafted instead of De'Aaron Fox, who we had since 2018. Not to mention, Tyrese was also like very caring for the Kings and Sacramento community. Really quick, this isn't me saying that Fox doesn't care for the Sacramento community or never did anything for them. It was just surprising at the time how fast he embraced Sacramento. He went to high school football games. He was always doing some sort of event around town. And I think a lot of Kings fans just started to forget about De'Aaron Fox and how much he's already done for the team. But with all that being said, Tyrese eventually got traded. He had his emotional moments. He had a quick little period where he kind of couldn't stop talking about the Kings, which got a little annoying at the end, but I'm glad that we're past now. But usually when a trade like this happens, there will be a bunch of talk about how one team lost the trade or they got fleeced. But the talk seemed to usually die out after a year or two and teams kind of move on past that point, unless you're the Clippers and you traded for Paul George. I am so sorry. You guys still have to deal with that. I am so sorry. But it seems like just no one can move on from this trade. We are seeing both Tyrese Haliburton and De'Aaron Fox having all NBA seasons, putting up crazy stat lines, 40-point games, crazy assists. Tyrese is not turning the ball over, and everyone cannot stop talking about how the Kings made the wrong pick with their point guard. The Pacers fleeced the Kings. Oh my God, I can't believe they gave up the point. Shut the fuck up. I don't think we heard this argument much last year because the Kings were surprisingly better than everyone else expected them to be, and the Pacers didn't make it to the playoffs. But now that there's a good chance the Pacers will make their way into the postseason, it's almost like every single time Tyrese has a good game, Pacers fans will just immediately jump to say the Kings traded the wrong point guard. That is the line I've been seeing everywhere. The Kings traded the wrong point guard. And I'll just say really quick, if you are a Pacers fan and if you only say that when Tyrese has a good game, you are taking away from the fact that Tyrese had a good game and that he's your franchise point guard. If you cannot get over the fact that he was traded from a team that was in a completely different situation, you will never actually be able to truly acknowledge and watch him play without it being in the back of your mind that you want to hate on another team. And I'm not just trying to shit on only the Pacers because Kings fans do it too. Every time De'Aaron Fox has a good game or Tyrese Haliburton has a bad game, it's, oh, it looks like the Kings made the right decision to point guard. Thank God to be traded. Oh, we got Sabonis. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Enjoy that both of these teams are on their own paths, right? And that's why we're going to talk about how these teams actually did a win-win trade, which is very rare in the NBA, but it's very situational. Like currently at this point in time, I would say the Pacers lost a trade. That's because the Kings got something as of right now from that trade, that being a postseason run. They have one of their best centers they've had in years. I would say since DeMarcus Cousins. Are we going to say that Boogie is better than Sabonis? Maybe like personal statistics, yeah, but not as like a team player. Anyways, got one of the best centers, works great with the team. As we know, third seed last year. I mean, they did win that trade at the time. That's what it is. The Pacers didn't. They didn't make the playoffs, but I will tell you this, give it 5 to 10 years when the Kings, when their run probably will be over, right? I don't want to say that because I'm a Kings fan, but it's probably true. 5 to 10 years, right? Their run's going to be over. They're not probably going to be in the postseason for long. The Pacers will have been deep in Tyrese's career. They probably would have a bunch of postseason runs. Who knows how far they can get, right? I don't want to make crazy assumptions, but point is, as of right now, the Kings won the trade. Give it a couple more years, the Pacers will have won the trade. So why do we care to bring up this topic every single fucking time there's a game that happens now? And also, when I say that it's the Kings that won now, I'm not trying to say that the Pacers are like a terrible team right now. They're currently sitting 7-5 in the East. And I see them ending the season as either a high-tier play-in team or a low-tier playoff squad. I see them having a solid year where hopefully we get to see Tyrese Haliburton have his first postseason games to see how he really plays, because let's be honest, nothing matters in the regular season. We only care about regular season games as they happen. We only care about what happened yesterday or the day before or last week. But when it comes to the postseason, we don't give a fuck. We don't remember anything that happened, maybe besides a couple cool dunks or plays or some shit. We don't remember anything. team. So that's why it's so important that we get to see Tyrese Haliburton play his playoff games before we really come to a conclusion of who's the better point guard. If you do want to make that debate, if you really want to be that fucking annoying, then sure. But goddamn, the Kings are killing it right now. Currently on a 6-game winning streak. De'Aaron Fox has been putting up a bunch of crazy games. This video was actually supposed to originally be just me talking about the Kings and how good they are right now and how I'm so happy that my team's doing good. And this is the first time I can really say that my team is a contending team. But this argument was flooded on my timeline so hard because, you know, Tyrese didn't have the best game yesterday and De'Aaron Fox had a great game yesterday. But yeah, like I was saying, the Kings are just doing great. They stopped the Cavaliers, the Lakers, the Mavericks. I was genuinely scared to see how they would play against the Mavericks yesterday, but they did fucking great. I mean, this is some of the best passing I've seen from my team since 02. That is how crazy this team has been. And tonight they do have a game up against the Pelicans, which I realize that me talking about that now means that they will most likely lose that game. So I'm sorry for the Kings fans, but this will not be a 7-game winning streak. I just cursed us. That's my bad. So with all that being said, I hope some of you guys agree or disagree. Let me know down in the comments. Get all your final debates out. If you want to go in the comments and talk about how Tyrese is the better point guard, get it all out of your system in my comments so I never have to see it anywhere else ever again. If you did enjoy the video though, be sure to like and subscribe. Click the video up on the screen, and I will see you guys all in the next one after the Kings win this next game. Later.